So we still need to find, I assume, 2 more of these things. Maybe I should mess around a little bit more, though. What world is this again? Right, my room at the beginning. What room is this? I'll start here and look around a little bit. I'm also going to be using this a lot. No, not this. This a lot, just to make sure I'm not like missing any collectibles. I'm also mashing the action button. I'm going to try that dark alley one more time, just because I was so certain it was something. I guess this is here to make you realize there's a 3D space, not just 2.5D. There's actually a little bit less 2.5D in this game than I thought there was going to be. Yeah, I can't go down any of these alleys, right? Nope. Didn't see these shadow people here before. Probably because I didn't enter from this side, but all the same. It still doesn't mean I'm not going to have to deal with these eyeballs, though. Got me there. Oh, jeez. Matsuki sliding. Well, that alleyway, definitely no. I've already kind of checked the other alleyway as well, so I'm like, Fly, Matsuki. Victory. Victory is all in just trying. These guys are pretty easy because you can just kind of fly over them at this point. Alright, I got this through there. It leads to the other world. One of the very nice little few, oh, you can go this way areas. Now I meant to press. I keep on using the wrong powers. I do want to see if these rain doesn't do anything to these guys. Some of the powers have very few uses. Now in the original game, there weren't, like, most of the powers didn't have any uses, but it's just a little bit weird because there's so fewer powers this time. And I mean, they all do have a use, but there's not too many uses for all of them. Then again, the game in general is kind of smaller scale, which is nice to know. Oh, I forgot about that. That just scared the crap out of me because I forgot about it. There you go. Oh no, I fell for it, which means I have to push eyeballs around again. Yep, thank you for the welcome back. So I'm still trying. Fly, 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 kite, scare the baby's hand with the light. I don't know why I think it's a baby's hand. It just kind of seems like one to me. I went too far. I was actually just starting to press left, and then I was like, wait, I can't go. I locked it in, didn't I? I'm silly. Yep. Now, hands, I'm not going to get too close this time. I need you guys to fall for this. There you go. Thank you, baby, for taking that and not me. And there we go. Now, is there any other alleys to here, or should I think about cleaning this? Oh, I didn't get the item over here previously. The shiny right there. I never got this. Concept art! Yeah, I think I forgot all about this. Happy I remember now. I'm not getting chased by the shadow thing anymore for whatever reason. Well, that means I can check more with this. Excuse me, using my powers, don't mind me. Christ compels, or something like that. That's an invisible wall for certain. No, I do have to run away from this, though. At least, no matter what, I got one more thing from this world. I got the good old power thing I'd forgotten about, the item that was just behind. The shadow thing no longer chases you in the sequence. The shadow thing was also in the ending. What do you think the shadow represents? It wasn't the original Yume Nikki. Bicycle power! I just realized that's what that was about. Give me my fucking bicycle power. I know it's not going to, but that was a power that was just outright missing in this game. Now we enter inside here. The code this time is 391. So it is randomized like we thought I mentioned previously. 3, is that 5 or? I think that's 351. Actually, it's the same code as last time. Okay. Let's go in here and insert 351. Oh, hey, it's already... Okay. it already worked itself out. For some reason, there's some small changes to this area. I'm not really sure why, but I'm not disappreciative of it. You have any powers? I don't think there's anything else new in this world, though, besides the item I forgot to... Oh. Well, right when I was saying... What is this? It's like that one area from Number World inside the original game. Wait, does that mean getting to the end of level? Hello? Oh! It's you! I'm actually a little bit surprised by this. I was just gonna see if there was any new items that I forgot down that pathway over there, but this works too, I guess. Yeah, Monaco's her name, huh? Monaco. You like it when it rains? Why is this bed really moving? I need to hear her giggle to sort of tell where she's hiding. It's like a room there, but... There you go, found her giggles again. Oh, there's an item here. Does that mean there's more items hidden around here? Now I need to like skim this area appropriately just to make sure there's not like any items I'm missing. It's not like she's right over here though. Last giggle before she goes. So I'm like playing hide and seek with her? Is that what's going on here? Oh, this has like the Lantern World stuff in it. At least it has lanterns in it, so you know. There was also a Lantern World. Like they've mixed. There hasn't been any White Desert World stuff so far or anything like that, though. But I have noticed they've mixed some small elements of some of the other worlds that didn't really appear in this game into other worlds. But yeah. Let's check over through here. All the things to run through. No, there's shiny new items for me. Oh, it sounds like she's right over here. I'm really close to her. But I'm looking for items right now. What is her name again? Monaco. That was it. Give me a second. I'm making sure I didn't miss any sparklies now that I just found the sparkly. I'm happy I found that sparkly. It probably was the only sparkly here, but still... I want to play a little bit safe. Sounds like she's hiding over there, but... I'm crisscross applesaucing checking. I think she's hiding in the bed this time. It sounds like she's really like hiding. Okay, so there's a way to get inside this room. Oh, she went to her other arm form. Okay. Okay, well that was last second. The bed didn't move till the last second, so... Of course, you're into her other arm form here. Move in here. That's a dead end. Ah, there was concept art there. I thought it was crazy. I was like, did I see something? So there could be items in around these parts. That makes it a little bit more fun. I really can't believe I actually spotted that though. Now I'm afraid I'm like gonna miss something. So clearly that was hidden. It was only by me fucking mashing and noticing there was a symbol there for a second where I even sort of guessed it. shiny over there. I can see that one. Now give me this shiny. Alright. Who do you think's voicing her? I'm just mashing the buttons I run across things. Okay, so I'm kind of going in a circle now. I kind of have to stick close to her because she levitates beds close to her. I'm gonna sort of circumvent her here. Yeah, because I knew I couldn't get past her there. Fun, fun. I need to test her with these beds because she only levitates the beds that are close to her. It's kind of an interesting but odd mechanic, but yeah. There we go. I'm looking very, very hard for these shinies, Monaco, so please don't mind me here. You probably would be surprised how hard I'm looking for these. But trust me, I am trying. I am definitely trying. Not sure there is any more concept art around here, but I'm going to hunt it down if I can. Anything behind the door? Nope. Went through the door. Doomed. Huh. A little bit weird to find that, but I can roll with it. I don't know what she was saying. He kept on saying all I heard her was saying what I thought was her saying, "Human." And I was like, huh. Alright, what does our concept art look like right now? I've got a few more pieces. That was a worthwhile visit in the end. Is there much I missed in Desert World? 'Cause I've been through there a few times now. Well, there's definitely something I've missed inside the Waterway world, so... Got more of the full ones there. Still more slots open, so there's definitely more concept art missing somewhere. Well, that filled up that bit there. Huh. A few more pieces added all the same. Okay, well, back to sleep. What I do every day, around my dream journal, back to the bed world, I guess. Got that, Matsuki. We need to find 2 more jellyfishes. So, we got a general idea of where they are. The mall world and this other area. I guess I'm going to look through the mall world first. I feel like I've done a pretty thorough job at exploring the mall world. Well, I'm going to take a look. I mean, there's definitely still the open door. I was almost thinking that you get the key from elsewhere. I don't have anything in my inventory at the moment, though. I mean, there's a toilet key, that's not for this area. I explored this area up and down with a scanning power. I guess I should just look through here again. I'll go ahead just in case I missed something there, but I feel like I've looked at this pretty thoroughly. Well, I'm gonna check. I'll come back to this area to check last if that's not the case. I want to confirm there's nothing in the ahead area, just because that's for the area that's a little bit more annoying to take on. This one you can sort of tackle systematically, so... Actually... Theory time also, I want to try this. Will this keep the mannequins away? It's science time. Aha, it will. That's kind of cool. Alright, let's just go through the dark. The mannequins don't move. I got my lantern pulled out. That's kind of cool all the same. Let's figure out what they're saying in video games like that. I kind of get what you're saying, start figuring out stuff like this. Well, I've already sort of checked this hallway, but maybe I should go back and check. Sort of keep my lantern pulled out here, though given this area is not quite as useful because I do need to cross these areas like this. I can just jump that more easily though. Well, I'm looking for like symbols along with some other things. I'm kind of just skipping past everything, so I'm not really sure if that benefits me or does not benefit me here. I'm watching you! I haven't gone to all the worlds when I have all the items here, which is probably it, honestly. Like, maybe I get up here and I fly this way. I don't see anything. I should think about stuff like that, though, a little bit more often than I actually am. Because I haven't explored every world with every power-up I have yet, so maybe I should start thinking about that more often. What? Wait, what? Wait! Okay, so now that I accidentally did that, I can kind of see it. There's a ledge here. But, what? You can't even really tell, because it's... I don't like that was it. I was just starting to think maybe I should try jumping everywhere like this. I was about in literally the first place I try. There's something there. Well, where's the visual cue for this though? Like, do you guys see anything there? I don't see anything there. I guess now that I'm paying close attention, I can see that the top of the light doesn't really reflect on anything. But that's like barely there. I only just tried because I was just thinking, oh, maybe I should just try flying everywhere. I wasn't actually expecting something when I hit a wall. Is there more places hidden like this throughout the game? I don't know. I'm just kind of like, huh. I mean, that was lucky, but I'm not really sure if I'm happy with that being whatever this is. What is this? Let's go through. Did not mean to drop off so immediately, so I don't actually know what this area is. I'm like, oh dear. I see it's a mannequin area. Okay, so I also need the light power, or else they would have just been coming after me with this. Like they are doing, basically. Oh, hey! I found the key. I mean, that's nifty, but... Wait a second. Has this door been here this whole time? Is this where I think it is? This door hasn't been here this whole time, has it? Oh, I guess it has been. Well, let me go back there, because I don't think I found everything I wanted to find there. Now I need to recheck something. Let's go up here. You got this, Monotsuki. You got this in the bag. So I'm not really sure you could do this if you didn't have the light power based on this. I just kind of want to see what's also over here because I don't really look. A lot of mannequins. They're all doing their mannequin thing, obviously. It's just a dead end of mannequins, so there wasn't really much else to it than that. Huh. Don't mind me. I'm heading back. So the rooftop key, are we gonna get the witch event? Probably not. There hasn't been a witch power, and, you know, that makes me a little sad, but... win some, lose some sort of deal, I guess. Okay. Hip hip, got a rooftop key. Can use it to my advantage. Hopefully I can go back a little. Actually, I haven't tried going backwards once I get to a certain point, but yeah. It's okay, the mannequins can't say nothing about it, because they're mannequins. If they could, that'd be a little creepy. They're just striking their poses, don't mind them. And Monotsuki flies away. They can't go after Monotsuki if she's brightening up their day. Not where I would have expected the fucking rooftop key to be. So the rooftop key, what does this lead to? I would presume the jellyfish, just because I haven't found the jellyfish in this area yet, but I don't actually know that's where it is, so... So my new moral of the story is, everywhere you can jump, use the umbrella everywhere. Just everywhere, because you never know what you might umbrella yourself into. I guess I'm gonna have to try that. Maybe, in fact, you know what? Because I've already... probably the umbrella power has to be for the harbor world. I feel like I've been everywhere in the harbor world, but when I start thinking about it, maybe there's like some area you can only access with the fucking umbrella. That kind of makes sense. Don't really know where to begin with that, though. Let's use the rooftop key. Oh my, this is a 2.5 feet plane. Of course, they have the witch's music playing super loud over there. That does mean no witch event, though. That makes me a little bit sad. Yep. Okay, I'll touch you. Oop. No, can I fly? No. Okay. Right, this to make myself out. Blomp. Alright, so we got one more jellyfish to find. What did I learn? Use the fucking umbrella power everywhere. The rain power doesn't really get much use, does it? Like, what did the rain power have? Like, one use to make that one girl run away? What else has it done? Nothing? Okay. Crisscross over to here. So I have one more world, which is the harbor world, which I have not found the jellyfish in. Okay, where could it be? So, I guess just umbrella everywhere, which I guess means fisherman, I'm gonna umbrella off your dock. We kill me. Oh, what? Okay, hold. Okay, hold on for a second. There was no visual indicator. I literally just did that because I was like, oh yeah, last time I found slime was by umbrellaing off into nowhere. Maybe this will... But I was actually expecting it. I was expecting it just to like kill me or something. Like I fall into the water and go blah 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 blah. Not find what I'm fucking... I mean, I'm a little bit sad because that's just kind of like a trial and error guessing thing. There's not any sort of visual indicator that this is where it would be. Okay. I'm gonna poke you. Like, if it was a secret, that's one thing, but these jellyfish seem important. I've been collecting them, and I think I have them all. Okay, if I go this way, is there anything more to find? Oh, actually, I could probably use the umbrella power to get on top of this, couldn't I? Oh, I probably can, but she didn't let me do it then. There. Like, so close. It's like invisible wall frame me there. I don't think there's enough. I've never found any more money to be able to get that one, so. Can I just fly over this? Da, 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 da. Ha-ha! The umbrella power really makes this area easy, doesn't it? Fly! I'm going places, don't mind me. Maybe now that I have all the powers, I can fucking go do something in the Ione area, except I don't think so. Wake myself up here. Well, we have everything open. Do we get a new ending if we just go back and do the things? Maybe, maybe not. I'll check my concept art. Concept art, what do you got for me? Okay, the birds having their fun. Still missing concept art, so there's still definitely more I need to collect, but not all the pages are filled. There are deliberately pages missing. Like, I don't have a fucking piece for good old Pacheco, or whatever her name is there. That's definitely one I'm missing. I got that for these guys now. Yeah. Still definitely some concept art stuff I guess I need to collect, but yeah. Let's go back to bed. I guess I'm gonna try like the end world level. Maybe there's still, well no, I got an achievement which basically showed all those jellyfish together. Maybe there's just a new menu I can get there. I'm gonna explore to make sure I don't have to do anything else there, but maybe I just have to go back to the ending and all that. No idea. We'll find out. All the jellyfish a jellyfish can muster. What are these? I always thought they were more like flowers. Remember people were refer to them like jellyfish? So are they jellyfish? I always thought of them more like flowery type things, really. Will Latif leave? Show me anything? Wake up, Manatsuki. Manatsuki is awake. Today she's gonna mess around with this television. See, she's having a good time. She's got this. I'm going to the balcony. Not much there at a glance. Which means back out we go. Or back in we go, really. Let me in. There we go. And now, I guess to explore our apartments again. I forgot how slow you go here. Until the lights turn off. Once the lights turn off, you go a little faster. I followed the wrong power. Lights on. Seriously, the umbrella power is so shafted compared to every other power in the game. Even the light power gets more use. All the bed bugs just crawling around having a good time. What's inside this dark corner? Nothing. Okay. I guess they're jellyfish. Don't really know. I just thought, even when I played the original Yume Nikki, for some reason I always thought they were flower things. So get that open. I think there's another door around here I can open. Yeah, this one. Oh, I can interact with this now. Oh, am I looking for this? Am I looking for female signs? I guess so. Place your theories now. Hi. Alright, well, I'll activate that. Will that change something? Am I looking for something else? Well, I'm going to continue looking. Okay, through here I go. I didn't get to check that one room in depth, that previous room. Because then I started getting chased by a shadow thing. Which means I should probably look at it in depth though, shouldn't I? Don't think there's any open doors over here, but I'm checking just to make sure. Wait, what? Oh, Stars concept art. I wanted to go backwards. This isn't really what I meant, but okay. Okay, you got concept art. There's stuff over here, though? Fuck! What's back here? I don't want that to explode. Can I go backwards? Well, there's another symbol here, but I'm trying. I wanted to explore the. Fuck! I missed the room. I didn't think this was actually open. Okay, what happens if I interact with this? Let me see. I guess I did what I. Wow, that was easy. What? What am I looking at? The fuck? Oh wait, like I could see it. Oh wait, I can tell what it is when I pause. What the fuck when I'm unpause? Okay, I think it's the Mars ship thing, isn't it? Okay, maybe if I leave the room, it will fix itself. Okay, thank God. Hey. I want to fly into space. I recognize the tune that's playing. There was also another rendition for this, the other version, so... nothing over here to really get to. Can't get to space. I can make it rain in here, though. Lantern. Oh, have they expanded the Mars crash event into something? It's supposed to be that he's playing piano. I'll mess with him in a second. Oh, concept art. Coolio. Just want to mash on those piano keys. Oh, this is closed. I stab him. Say hi. I guess that it was kind of surprising. If I really think about it, it's kind of weird this guy and the other girl, like the multi-armed girl, were in the game. I guess they're hidden as secret things? I guess that makes enough sense, because they're pretty popular characters. Like, Mood Game's doing something. Oh boy. So I'm guessing I have to play that on my flute, right? Let's see. Oh boy. Let's get ready for this. Alright. I can't really tell what's like the colors I'm playing when I'm this zoomed far back. Let's look a little bit closer. That's green. So if I remember correctly, it'd be... Excuse me. I pressed activate again. I guess I'll look at it one more time. It's not the full melody, but I can take it. So I'm playing the right notes. Let's see. Those are the right notes. It doesn't really sound right, but they're the right notes. Problem is, if I pull out my flute and press Y, she's going to do the event. Like right now. The reason why I can't continue is because she's trying to trigger the event. Maybe I have to stand wherever it sends me to stand. Like maybe I do it here. I can't do it in front of him, or else when I press that one note, it's going to trigger me over here. Do I do it in front of this door? I have to struggle to do it with him? Because I'm gonna try putting me into the cutscene when I do it like within his radius here. Like right now, I was trying to lock me into the cutscene side. Fuck! How do I do this? Fuck! I want to play my flute. Let me play the flute. I got the melody down, Captain. I can't let you hear though. Because whenever I pull out my flute, it activates your event. Where am I supposed to play this melody? Let me know, because at the moment I feel like I obviously don't do it next to him, because otherwise I'm glitching this over here. I messed up there. Try my darnest. Maybe in this room? I didn't talk to. Talk to him, only play 3 notes. I don't understand what that means. Talk to him and only play. Am I supposed to like finish the melody of what he's playing, like right here? That's how that goes. Yeah. I'm gonna mess with you for a second, sir. Problem is that triggers the cutscene. Like I can't finish the notes because when I press Y, it's when it triggers this scene. Oh, there you go. That was a little bit weird time, but I guess that works out. Oh, the door opened though. Thank you! Even though I kind of get it, I'm also like, huh. We're going to the Mars crash event? I hope so. Let's crash on Mars. Into the bed. Send me to Mars. Come on, game. You know you want to do it. Okay. Huh. I guess that was another ending. Ended a bit abruptly though, didn't it? Thanks for playing. Okay, well, I wanted to go to Mars. What does my stuff look like right now? 95% collectibles, 100% on the other stuff. Do you guys think I should look for the last 5% of collectibles I'm missing somewhere? Huh. Rolls as it goes, as it goes. I don't really know where to look for the last 5% of collectibles I'm missing, though. I'll at least load it one more time just to see something. Watsuki doing another mundane activity. Maybe you should look for them with hints? Maybe. Let's see what the concept art's looking like. You know of a secret? Sure, you can say it because I'm not really sure what... I'm at the point of dead ends, what I was thinking about, so... I mean, there's 2 pieces of concept art I think that are missing there, so... I didn't get Pacheco's other art, so there must be something else to do inside the pink world area. And shadow in this filled up the last areas. You can tell me at this point, because I'm pretty sure I'm like at the end of exploring this at the moment. One of the concept art pieces I'm missing has to be Pacheco, because Pacheco, I don't have any art of her, and there's like a space next to her, next to Yuboa, so I mean it has to be her, there's no way that's not her. Revisit Kakio-kun? Okay. So going back, or returning to the ending points of the world seem to trigger other secrets from what I'm picking up, so I guess I should just visit where all of the worlds previously ended. Because that was where I had previously met, I guess I should have tried that with all the worlds after that occurred. I'll start off with School World, sure. School I think is going to take the longest. Also going back to, yep. South of the first bloom? Okay, I'll take those hints, I'll just do them because they're in my mind. I guess I'm going for 100%. Squeaky, squeaky clean. So I'm just gonna, I guess, work my way back towards the end of these worlds. I guess I should have guessed there's also something towards the end of this event because there are 2 pieces or pieces of concept art missing from this area, so... There's also a secret east. Well, tell me when I get here. All these secrets, apparently. Now I guess I'm being hinted towards things, which I guess makes sense because we've done pretty good for ourselves so far, but a bit more to find. Let's jump, Madatsuki. We're flying. Thankfully, I'm pretty sure all the things are open, so... Madatsuki raises her arms like she just don't care. I'm almost being led to believe, like... I'm sorry, I know this is just fan theories for fan theory's sake, and I guess I should also talk about my opinion of the game as I'm doing this, but first I'll say this. I know that some people are going to look at me like, Ryan, is that what you actually think this is about? I know there were theories about Yume Nikki being about gender identity. I know it sounds dumb, but I've never really pulled that away from the original game personally, but in this game, look at like some of the stuff going on here. Like, what is this stuff showing? Stars, as I mentioned earlier, this one was just a silly observation, but the only restrooms that Madatsuki will enter are men's restrooms. She never enters inside the women's restroom. Add to that, get the ending there with going, whatever his name is, that the musical instrument plays. The symbol that we were activating was the symbol of Venus, which was the female symbol, which is the sign of female feminism and all that. And that literally activating that is what led to the ending with the Mars guy. So the symbol of Venus, the thing that we activated in the final world, then we went into a giant circle of it. That was the symbol of Venus. So, and that is the symbol used for femininity. So, going over with all that there. There's a few other things. I'm like, I never really got pulled this away from the main game when I played it, if I'm going to be frankly honest, but there are definitely some signs of what... I know there was jokes about people saying this about the original game, but literally in this one, I'm taking away some gender identity things. I feel dumb saying it, because I know that was like a joke in the community for the longest time, but I'm like, oh, I think it's... Okay, so east of the lantern ability, I'm guessing I use my umbrella to fly up there. I guess that makes sense. This is definitely supposed to be the lantern world in this game, so... Lantern ability, I believe, was here. So I'm going to just... Yeah, there's a secret here. I don't understand these fly across things, because usually you'll just die. I mean, I guess there's a huge risk in death inside this game, but I'm just like, oh... What is that? Oh, is it the... Oh, seriously, what is that? I can't tell. I'm looking directly at it and I can't tell what I'm looking at. Going over there to see if it is you. Is that you? Maybe it is. I was looking at it, I was trying to figure out what it is. Personally, I was trying to figure out what I was looking at. I can see it. Her body's in there. Huh. Rolls as it goes. Well, I guess over here is already open. Or, excuse me, floor down, I guess. Like Monosuke crying. Yeah, it's her body. Crying, you think? Oh, well. Things to go over and look at there. Huh. I actually was also about to say this. Speaking about crying, because at the end of this world, you cry with Mano. So obviously we're crying over something. And we also have the ending where or the other ending of the other world where Monosuke stabs the person, the man in the street, which I guess we stabbed in this case, the hot springs person that turned into that person. And inside this area, we're going to get her with the mad rubbing, and then also Pacheco, whatever you call her name, I don't actually know how you spell it. When she turns into Yupoa and is screaming, seems like she doesn't want you to look at something that she's drawing and all that. And there's a few things you can possibly interpret some bits and pieces here of. But continuing. Crossing along the way. Where, oh where may we end up as we go? I'll share my opinions as I'm going after some other stuff, I guess, in a second. First, rubbing, because I guess we'll see what's new over here. Hey. Rainy day with our good friend, Totoro. Okay. And at least a little bit more concept art. Concept art there. Pacheco. I keep on calling her Pacheco. Pacheco. Oh, hey! It's the original Pacheco event thing. Huh. We'll get up from that. Check this stuff. So I'm guessing it's filled with the two concept art pieces, so good old Monosuke with an umbrella and just Monosuke. There's another picture. Wait, why do I have two of the same piece of concept art? Why are these the same? Back to bed. Time to go to Pink World. Let's get on up. One has her eyes open, one does not. That was the difference there. There's another thing, but to think about it, So we need to go to Harbor World and go to the past area. At least I can also look at the Leone place, because even though I'm pretty sure there's nothing else there, I want to check something. The downsides, I have to go back through here, even though I just the game just crashed. Don't mind me. Thankfully, I wasn't that far deep into this, so I'm not really redoing much. I'm launching it up again. I am launching it up again. You can make sure of that. Active game media. Alright, launch it back up just to get to the same spot that we were at. Though I think we can at least see how much percentage our percentage thing is if it didn't corrupt my save file. Which hopefully it didn't. It was the game that crashed. I didn't close it. Alright, there we go. Press any button. Alright. So are we at like, yeah, 98%? We're close. Not 100% though. Very, very close. Roll on back out, just a few more things to do. Okay. Too bad. Also, if you speedrun the lighthouse, you might see someone. Oh, well, apparently a lot of secrets, so I'll try to speedrun it best I can. Can't make any promises, though. Da, 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 da. Get on out, and let's go to Harbor World. Yes, that's the world. Harbor World! I'll speed this as much as I can. I say as I already messed up doing the umbrella bit there. Given this isn't the lighthouse bit, this is just the harbor bit. I'm not sure. It probably doesn't count because it loads the lighthouse area separately, but... still, I'll try. Aha! Umbrella activated last second. Saved my ass. Oh, I forgot there was a pool there. Stupid. Float me down. Bitch can't see me, I'm running. Alrighty, and now time to get serious and see if I can do the lighthouse area in one go here. Oh, you can see your shadow on the train, that's a bit fun. Now let's see if I can speedrun this correctly. Please cross this off in just a second, I shouldn't run out there. I shouldn't risk it just because I don't know if those statue things block it or not. Push this aside. Jeez. I'll push this through. I think I'm about to get caught. I'm gonna wake myself up just because maybe I shouldn't. I'm gonna go left to the lighthouse just so I can restart the timer, hopefully. Without redoing the whole area. I think you can run to the next checkpoint maybe for it. Maybe I shouldn't risk that. Maybe I should. Alright. Let's see if going backwards for some reason resets the timer. I hope it does. That's what I'm betting on. Don't mind me. Masuki's just exploding. It's her favorite pastime. I guarantee you. I'm not sure if going back even does anything, but I'm going to try. So you can't just run it. I thought maybe that was something they thought made you think you couldn't do, but you could do. But no, you just can't do that. No bicycle power to help you out here. What I do think is possible is maybe... No, that doesn't count. Matsuki ragdolls into silliness. So you can't really jump cut too many points there, I was thinking. I want to see the character from the original. If I can see it, I'm going to try. Can't do too many running on the heads, though. I'm noticing that already. Like this area, you just can't run to the next bit. You have to like wait here for a second. That was just fucking water. Fuck my life. Backwards. Hopefully this resets the timer, or else I'm just gonna waste my time here. But I'm determined to try. Do you move faster with the umbrella? It doesn't ever really seem like it, but... No, I guess I don't have to actually... You're right, I don't actually have to push the box because of the umbrella thing. Wait here for this to go by. Oh boy! It was a fun time in this. Okay, well I know what I need to do this time now, at least. Bring me back. I'm not fast enough. I hope all this restarting is gonna help me. Actually, I should test something. Can I sit here? Like, is this a safe spot? That is considered safe. Okay. Another science experiment. Is this considered a safe spot? No, it's not. This is what science is for. As I'm going back inwards anyway, I thought I'd better test to see if a few of these areas are considered safe spots or not. Answer, this is considered a safe spot. That over there is not. So at least now I kind of know my limits there. I think I got what I need to do for the quick movements here. You'll see a carrot in the distance of the igloo. This first bit, I just have to be a little bit patient because I can't really cheat it too much. Fuck my life. I'm just gonna wake myself up and do this, because I think I know exactly what sort of course I need to take now. And just to make sure my time limit goes up, because I see those white things floating by right now, I should just wake myself up and do it again, so... I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna do it. I'm so determined to just see a little hidden character thing, even though I need to go there for the Pacheco concept art, so I'm gonna call her Pacheco art. Don't mind me there. I got this through there, out the door. I'm gonna do it, or at least I'm gonna try once, then probably give up if I don't do it this time. But I'll try. It's okay. I'm going places. Don't mind me. Floating like Mary Poppins up in here. Yep. Look at me go! I need to stop here, but I did. You can't actually jump over it. You can only jump under it. Not like that, though. That's not the correct way. Thankfully, I guess it's only light as far as that's counted, but you all didn't see nothing. You all didn't see nothing times 2. So your umbrella doesn't activate after you've fallen a certain amount, so you just have to sort of descend with it. I was hoping maybe it could activate a little bit later, but the answer to that seems to be a resounding no, so... Up here, all the climbing I can climb. And now I'll see if I can do it timed. Run it, me, run it. Wait for the lighthouse to cross by. Unfortunately, the next bit is a little bit too far away to make in time, as I've had discovered previously, so, yep. But now it's nearly the perfect amount. Alright, can barely make it there. Fuck! I almost made it! I finally had... Fuck, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this one fucking more time. I can make it to the plank wire bridge. I already know I can, so I know my path. I'm only waking myself up because I don't want to fuck it up, and I told myself I wouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it, so... I just have to not use my umbrella there. You don't need to use the umbrella there. It doesn't save any time. In fact, it's taking more time because I've fallen in the drink twice trying to use my umbrella there, so just jump it. Don't rely on the umbrella all the time, Ryan. Sometimes it's fine just to jump it. And then hopefully we'll be good to go. You got this, Madatsuki. You can go join the Umbrella Olympics. You can fly your umbrella all you want. It's very few people have mastered the art of flying their umbrellas. Alright, let's see if we got this. Hip. All the things to practice. I should just use the umbrella on top of that. You got it. And don't climb up there because you actually need to. Just descend a little bit. Okay. So we got this. Flowing like Mary Poppins everywhere. That's exactly what Madatsuki always was destined to be, really. I think everyone could look at Madatsuki and think, yeah, I could see her as Mary Poppins. Let's just wait here for a good old second. Because you can't make it to the next one in time, at least as far as I know, so... What you can make is this. Oh, I've almost made it! I shouldn't have jumped! Fuck my life. I jumped because I was like, oh, I'm going to do a dramatic jump thing, but no, that actually screwed me over. Okay. Pulling my cheek. Life ain't worth living no more, said Madatsuki in her dream world. She went to the balcony and had a great fall. It's raining again. Madatsuki had a great day today. She got up for 2 seconds and went back to sleep. She's like, oh boy, back to bed. I don't know if going backwards actually restarts the timer. Maybe I should try just for science, but on the off chance it doesn't. So two mental notes. Jumping does slow you down. The umbrella goes about the same speed as your running speed, but you do go a little bit slower at the moment you jump, which is why I wasn't able to make it that time. Okay. Crisscross applesauce. All the things to make. Don't actually need to jump here yet. Descend. Okay. Can we beat the timer? Let's find out. I'm hoping we can. That's what I've been trying. If I don't make it this time, I'm just going to continue. I've sealed my fate. If I do not make it this attempt, I guess we're just not going to see it. That's what I'm gonna do to guarantee I'm not doing this for like 3 more attempts if I fail. This is the do it all or nothing attempt. Now I should wait here, just be on the safe side. Hopefully it doesn't waste too much time. Now I could have made it to that next rock, but I wasn't thinking too deeply about it. Oh boy, oh boy. Can I make it to another rock? Definitely gonna try. Now rush through the forest. Run at it. I could use the umbrella to get deeper into the water. I didn't really think about it right then. I'll use it to skip over the creek over the next bit. I'm also going to skip over the Ione door, but I'll go back to it after this just to make sure, see if I see this or not. Just because I want to look in the Ione place one more time, so... All that blue demon fun. Running through a foggy forest one day. Matsuki was on her way. Going down the slope to the green little creek, which I'm going to umbrella right on over. Pay attention to the background, apparently. Alright. We're very, very close to 100%, but we're not quite there yet. Not going to activate the Ione door quite yet. I'm going to the igloo. You know, it could be the girl that sits inside the igloo. That would make sense. Oh. I guess I didn't get it. At least I didn't spot it. Maybe it was there and I just didn't see it. But I'm going to go to the Ione area. Just because I can. Crossing. Going on back aim. Let's do Ione stuff. Okay, Ione door. Ione door, let me in. Ione, Matsuki wants to play, and not inside the 1-8-bit game. I know we can't explore. I know there's nothing even over there. But I wanted to see it. Well, leaving Ione's mansion we go. Yes. Wood sounds this time. It's also next to the red tree from the original, which is kind of nifty. Now we're going to go to the Pink World and get A to the end of the Pink World area, but also get the piece of concept art we missed here, so... Crossing, almost at 100%, but not quite. Is there anything for getting 100%? I guess I'll ask that now, because we're at 98% right now. I'm just gonna see if I get Pacheco's call. No, Matsuki, get back out there. This area will be a lot easier with the power-up. I didn't have it last time I came here, so... I could flow over to those aisles over there, which I'm thinking about, but maybe that's not a great idea. Don't mind me, I'm just crossing over Pink World. Also just exploring. I'm also going to go to the Yuboa event just because the other events have changed. At least 2 other events have changed, so... Aha! Hidden little trail there. One of the few that we missed earlier. Oh, maybe it was not at all. We find out. All wrapped up. So we got 100%? What achievement are we missing? Because if we're gonna 100% this, might as well go over the final achievement. I don't know what that achievement's for. Oh boy. So, what achievement might I be missing? Otherwise, I'm gonna be right there. Let's fly away. I'm gonna see if there's anything at the Uboa event, but we got things to fly for. Don't worry, I'm directing it correctly. I'll pop the balloon at the right moment. The TV? Is there a TV event? I haven't seen a TV event. Maybe there's one. High score in Nasu. Oh boy, because my controls aren't working. Well, might as well try, I guess. Oh boy, but I can't move left, so I've got a native disadvantage to Nasu. Well, I'm gonna go to Pacheco's event just because I'm in the neighborhood anyways. Places to float off to. I got this. Guess we're gonna have to get very serious and end off the LP how we started, playing fucking Super Nasu, I guess. First I'll see Pacheco. I keep on calling her Pacheco. Pacheco! Sorry, she's Pacheco in my head for whatever reason, and I know it's Pacheco, but Pacheco and Uboa is a bit. We'll move on over this way then. Floating on over this way. Balloon's guiding me my way. It's nice music around here though. Poop. And there you go, that's gone. Pop that balloon, so we go over here to this one. I'll umbrella my way across. This is just a world of floating. Truly. I see that they create these lumps just allow you to sort of umbrella your way across a little bit easier, but yeah. Also, I can look at the completed concept art notebook, though. I'll put it as my final thing after I've done, I guess, the Super Nasu challenge. Let's fly. You got this. It's a pretty area, though, all things considered. Hit. If one must hate in the air. It's a little bit elongated, but at least it's very pretty looking. And the music's nice. So at least it's got those two things going for it. Then again, in the original game, there's a lot of elongated areas, and the Pink Ocean was definitely one of them. Kind of wandered through the Pink Ocean until you eventually found something. I would say I think that this game's version of the Pink Ocean is better than the original, but that's just fucking me speaking. Probably because the original Pink Ocean is just one of those wandering worlds until you eventually found the balloon. And while I'm not saying this is the most enticing thing, it's a bit more interesting than the original, so it's nice that you can slightly control the balloons and go a few different things, but yeah. It also looks very pretty and sounds very nice. Pop the balloon. Let's do it. If one must... Oh. No, Matsuki. Good. I was going to try and do an umbrella thing over here, but let's get to the passageway. Right to the door. It's a nice view. Pacheco, I've come to piss you off. I stab you. She covers wherever she's drawing when we interact with her, which is interesting all the same. Kind of interesting that you can only pull out your flute here. Da, 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 da. I think the two music tracks were playing over each other at the beginning, weren't they? Is that a bug? I can pull out my flute though. I'll go back out the door. Yeah. Yeah, a few details changed, like the original game. Now we get up again. And now our room's a fucking mess. Now it's time to try and get a score in Super Not. Oh, you're flying again, Matsuki. It's not normal. We're gonna try and get a score in Super Nasu without the ability to turn to the left. We can only shoot and go right, because for some reason the left button isn't working for me. Gotta challenge ourselves, I guess. Grab the falling eggplants, move left and right, and shoot. Yeah, I haven't magically started being able to go that way. I'll stay in the middle until it seems like it's a dangerous option. Take advantage of my small ability to move right. Oh boy. And then Crazy Oranges come into the mix. I got hit once by that, and already half heart left. So I should probably just go to a corner and wait, because I feel like that's probably the easiest option. I can't really move anymore. Oh boy. Okay. Can I do this without being able to jump or go to any more to goddamn right? Well, so far, oh boy. I knew one of those were about to hit me and I hated it, but I couldn't really stop it. I'm trying. Oh boy. I don't know what the high score is I'm aiming for, but I'm gonna try, that's for certain. Oh, I've almost lost all of my hearts just because I can't move to the left and think about this intelligently. Fuck! Not moving to the left is a challenge. I guess just hiding in the corner is a good idea, though. Because things are less likely to bounce over there, so you know what? I can just hold it. I was mashing this whole time. I didn't realize you could actually just hold it there. Alright, let's see how this plays out. Hopefully I get whatever high score I need. I actually know what the high score amount is, though. It's gonna take a little bit of time. So I guess I'm gonna talk about my opinions about the game as we do this. Can you guys hear me? Just making sure, because this is a bit louder than many things in the game, frankly, so... Oh, I'm not invulnerable from all the things bouncing anyway, so... I'm just gonna sort of confirm. Can you guys hear me even while I'm shooting and all this loud music's playing? I'm not gonna get any eggplants, it seems, but... Actually, I hear the eagle noise. I'll just wait a second. Got high score last time at 1,000. But I didn't get the achievement for getting the high score. Now I'm going for apparently the last achievement in the game is to get a high score in Nasu. I told myself I was gonna stop, but I'm just not gonna get any of that stuff, I guess. Fuck, another hit there. I can't really dodge it because I can't move left. I might just try unplugging controllers going to the start menu or restarting the game. That's what it takes to do this. If this attempt does not work. Fuck, another hit. I can't really avoid it. You can hear me well enough? Well, that's good. And all this stuff. I guess I'll talk about... Nah, actually, I'll wait till the concept art book before I share my thoughts. Till then, it's super not so fun. I think I'm about to get a game over. No. Yeah. I need an ability to move left. If I can't move left, this is literally going to become impossible for me, I think. Okay, exits. I'm actually going to just shut the game and unplug my controller, because I think that's what it's going to take. I've played a few other Unity games that do work it like that. Okay, so now I'm going to unplug my controller, just for a bit though. And now I'm going to relaunch Yume Nikki and see if it'll let me play Nasu with these other controls. Hopefully it does. I definitely am hopeful. I feel like probably the game can support it, but we'll find out, that's for certain. Gotta give it a second to load itself up, and then I guess I'll wait till we're looking at the concept art before I guess sharing my overall opinions and thoughts on the game. But first I want to get that, since we're so close to having like actual 100%, I kind of just want to go for it. Okay, well it does show a controller there, though I did unplug my controllers. Hopefully it works out okay. We're 100% there, but we have one more achievement to go, and it's in Super Nasu, so we're going for it. Oh boy. I don't think you can play without a controller. It's like not even responding. Oh boy, oh boy, oh hip and joy. When I plug in the controller, maybe Super Nasu can be played. Just A-okay. So I can't move without that for some reason. I can use the interact keys though, but let me find out. So I just cannot move. Just can't even think about moving left. Exit, yes. How do I beat this without moving? Oh, wait. Start. I'm quick because it's so early and I already lost a little of my leg room there, so... Because I only get so much I can move to the right before I lose my ability to move at all. I do notice that the stuff lands in a random assortment, so... I saw that coming. Okay, I should probably just quit, because I think the second row is going to hit me if I'm just staying in the middle, so... No, that's my only controller. First hit, no. Give me the good randomization. I can hope. Okay. Pay attention when I have to squiggle left. Oh boy, I'm probably about to get hit by something. Yep, okay, well at least there's just one small something. I'm actually gonna wait here for a second. I guess I'm just gonna miss that. Oh boy, that's where the restart, because got hit while I'm missing that at the same time. Da, da, da. Come on, Orange. Orange, you happy to Orange? No, not really. Come on, my pretty beans. Let's all jump together. Take one hit of damage, because I can. Surprised it all landed okay. It's okay, I can't move left. Don't question why, it just is. Well, so far it seems like a pretty okay run. I feel like some of these are about to land in... Ah, jeez. Well, at least I only got hit once there, as opposed to like multiple times or something. I'm not gonna get the eggplant, that makes me upset. I knew that beam was gonna hit me, but I was like, okay, I guess I'll just take that beam. That one I'm a little bit concerned about it, though. Oh! Fucking give me my superpowers! Let me have this! It was only just limited time. Saw one about to hit me too, but there wasn't much I could do about it. I saw it coming too, but I couldn't stop it. Alright, I guess the corner technique is literally the only hope I kind of have. Come on, corner, save me. Come on, corner strategy, save me. You're my only hope. I know I do not know Nina. Okay, well, we're going for 5K then. Yay. Without the ability to move left. Exhilarating. Go for the gold, as they say. Pretty sure this isn't exactly what they meant, but you know, whatever. Please don't hit me there. That's gonna hit me big time. I missed that altogether. Trying not to shoot it a little bit too early, but not shooting it all is even worse. Well, here comes the army of fruit. Oh boy, you're all at really weird angles. Yeah, I knew that was gonna hit me because they were at such weird, obtuse angles to each other. Yep, I know an eagle's coming pretty soon, but I can't really stop with the onslaught coming. Please, nothing hit me. I knew something had to hit me, but I was really hoping nothing would. This is the eagle I've been waiting for. It can drop it on top of me. No! Not like I have heart left. And yeah, that was coming. I'm gonna try one more attempt, even though I can't move left. But I can dream I can move left. This time I'm not just going to the corner. I'm pretty sure I can't get to 5,000 just in the corner. but strategically using this, maybe I can. This is my last attempt. If I can't do it here, I'll have to wait till I have some sort of controller fix, then maybe I'll go for it my own day one day. And then you'll be like, wow, Ryan, so impressive. You got 100% achievements, Yume Nikki? Oh, you're so cool, Ryan? And I'll be like, yes. Maybe, I'm not sure. And then, yeah. Come on, I can't move left, but I can't move right. I think I'm about to get by. No. Oh, I should move left. Super Nasu shoots. I'm not gonna make it this run. Okay, so I'm just gonna. I don't think it's possible if you can't move to the left. Well, let's look at our full concept art thing and let's talk about this game. There's a lot I want to say, so it's a good opportunity to. Okay, so Yume Nikki Dream Diary, the 3D reimagined of Yume Nikki. I like it. I don't like it as much as the original Yume Nikki for a few reasons, actually. I don't regret playing it, and indeed it still reminds me a bit of the Twilight Syndrome games in a few ways, though just not as much dialogue as the Twilight Syndrome games have. There are some very interesting bits and well done things. But honestly, there's a lot which kind of drags on. What should I talk about what drags on there? I guess the easiest way to say it is that there's a lot of okayness in a lot of areas, and then there's a few good moments. I wouldn't really say anything is strictly bad. Like, there's a few things that might be, there's little things that are a little bit on the lower end of okay for me. Like, I'm not that enthralled by those 2 shadow chase sequences, and one of those shadow chase sequences is literally the final thing you do in the game. It's not, like, too invigorating. And I'm going to talk about it on its own here. And I think the other thing which kind of makes me not like it too much, the other thing I don't really like too much, is that those 2 seed things that you can only get by using the umbrella off the side of the screen, which a lot of the other seeds, at least they have good clues to what you need to do to get to them, but those 2 just seem kind of like simple trial and error to find, and you just have to sort of guess, use the umbrella, go off the screen, voila, you found something. Which I'm not that big of a fan of. I think they should have a little bit more to them as opposed to guesswork, which is what it feels like. It feels like either you guess it or you look at a guy that's not. One of them you just have to sort of try, and the other one, yeah. Well, thank you, Balaam. The things to also say on that front, in terms of things which I disliked, I think that's actually about it. Like, those are my heavier things. There's a few bugs, as people said, but it wasn't really as bad when I played it, though given I played version 1.04, so I know I'm playing a slightly better version than versions that other people have played, so I can't really say too much more than that. I actually like the art style a lot. I know a lot of people have been complaining about it, but I personally enjoyed it. I think that the lo-fi 3D look worked really well for the game. It was really cool seeing a lot of Yume Nikki elements and its 3D interpretation elements going on here. I did think, and this is another thing which I am considering here for a second, that there were some areas which I do think somewhat surpassed their original, and I do appreciate them not putting in the big empty worlds to explore in the original Yume Nikki. I know that some people really like those, but I've played a number of Yume Nikki fan games. Those always end up being some of my least favorite levels. Those really large empty worlds without much in them outside of like a few minor landmarks that are copy and pasted at a few points, and you have to just sort of maneuver until you find the 1 or 2 points of interest hidden in there. Those aren't very fun to do, and because I've played a number of Yume Nikki fan games at this point, I've seen a lot of those, so I'm kind of happy there wasn't like a big wandering thing around there. There are, I mean, the closest is the Pink Ocean world, which was done better than I think the original Pink Ocean world was. So that would be a world which I thought was done better. Though I know the Yuboa scene was not as interesting, though maybe I don't care as much because, frankly speaking, while Yuboa is kind of nifty, I was never as huge of a fan of him as a lot of people were, so that's just me speaking there. I do think it's a little bit weird some characters were asserted to side areas, and also I think maybe this game could have been better if they had a little bit more time spent into it, like things to talk about on that front. Well, it was nice to see some worlds mixed together. Like, some worlds I thought were appropriate to an appropriate enough use. Like, I didn't really ever care too much about the Dark World, the Lantern World, the big Wandering Lantern World, so I thought the use that they found for it in this was good enough for it. Reference to it in a little area of it, but not the whole big thing of what it actually was in the original. But then there's other areas which I think they could have expanded more into its full thing, and were kind of the more interesting areas. Also, there's just areas that are completely missing. which is a shame because there's a few areas that are missing which are pretty cool. Like we didn't ever like even though I complained about the big empty worlds, one of the most interesting for me was the White Desert world, and the White Desert world was just completely missing from this, for example. There's other areas that were completely missing as well, and of course effectively there wasn't any equivalent to the 8-bit world, which I guess makes enough sense. There wasn't any equivalent, like not either of the 8-bit worlds, I guess, because there's 2 8-bit world stuff there. And I like both of those. And there's also wasn't any equivalent to like the forest world kind of appeared, kind of, not really though. It didn't really attach much of the appeal of forest world. It's like they tried taking some of the iconic elements of the forest world and sprinkling them throughout, but didn't really include the other stuff. Like the ghost never appeared from the forest world, and neither did the red maze that connects a few worlds. And then they didn't also have the subway train was there, but didn't really connect to like the witch pond like it did originally or some other places. The witch pond was kind of in the game. They kind of attached that to the lighthouse area, but also not really, though I did kind of like the area. The snow world, of course, was also sort of shoehorned into the forest world side, so Snow World was also pretty much missing. Because of that, you do go inside an igloo and go inside the pink world, but yeah. Going with that, the music was really good. I'm going to see what's available there, the soundtrack, because I will say that the music covers were all pretty fantastic. There was a few tracks that stood out, and most of the stuff I was paying attention to was like, oh, that was pretty good. So that's a definitely plus for it. Going on that front, also these hand drawings are really good. The artist who drew them is very talented, and I'm happy they include them in this little concept art book that we're looking at right now. I guess there's some people that are going to probably complain, I imagine, about the cut worlds, because frankly, even though like Yume Nikki isn't like a super long game, this game does feel like it's a bit shorter than the original Yume Nikki for a few things. And then, of course, I think the thing that a lot of people are going to complain about is how it works structurally. And frankly, I'm going to say this: I don't actually mind the structural changes too much. Personally speaking, I can understand why some people would be, and I would be perfectly fine with the sense of direction of going for just a 3D Yume Nikki style play thing. I also kind of don't mind the more structured approach, having a few more puzzly type things and elements thrown in. None of them were really like brain teasers. Most of them were kind of just click time, go here, there, with a few exceptions. But I didn't actually mind that change personally. It was still fun to explore, even if the exploration was a little bit more, like, replaced a little bit more with a lot more restricted. Going with all this though, I personally didn't mind the style, though I feel like many would, but then again, I kind of like the style in some ways. As its own thing, I can appreciate it, but of course there could be the argument made if it was a misdirection of how to handle a reimagining of Yume Nikki, of course. On that front, going over there, the atmosphere of this game, frankly, is quite different than the original Yume Nikki, and I think that's kind of maybe one of the bigger negative things I can say. It does have an atmosphere, I'm not saying this game doesn't, and it has its own kind of interesting atmosphere, which I appreciate and played, but frankly, if I had to somewhat compare off my immediate fresh thoughts, I think I prefer the atmosphere of the original Yume Nikki more, which I know is a weird thing to say, but frankly, I think the reason why so many people enjoy the original Yume Nikki is because of its atmosphere. Frankly, Yume Nikki has some faults. I'm not trying to raise on this pedestal as this unfaultless thing. There's, frankly, quite a few things I could pick out if I was talking about the original game to say, well, you know, this is, if you really think about this isn't really that great of a design decision. But all the same, it did help contribute all towards this one certain feeling that the original Yume Nikki gave, which is, I can't put a feeling into words because it's something that's be very hard to explain. But I think even either watching or playing this, you can sort of tell that the atmosphere between this and the original Yume Nikki is different. And one of the appealing things of Yume Nikki was its atmosphere, even though a lot of the Yume Nikki, like, I'm not going to say that none of them did, because I do think if you did actually manage to get really close, or even capture it, but I don't think that this reimagining really captured the feel of the original Yume Nikki, which, of course, will make some people sad there, because I think that's what a lot of people, there's a certain feeling that Yume Nikki emits, which makes a lot of people personally appreciate it, and that's why it's stayed such a cool classic for such a long period of time. This said, this does have its own feeling, though, and I can appreciate them going in their own little different direction and how they interpreted things. Actually, this is a good lead way into what I wanted to talk about as well. The stronger story focus, because that would... It's not like there was a huge story to this game, but there's definitely more of a presence of a story in this one than the original Yume Nikki, which some people might be a little bit more about. There's also some weird things, which I'm not really sure if I'm trying to interpret, or at the moment, if I think this Yume Nikki, this is going to be in fan debates for a really long time. I'm not looking forward to this when I look up Yume Nikki stuff in the future. But I bet there's going to be a lot of people that are going to try and dismiss everything this game says about the original, being like, oh, they're their own two separate things. Don't take anything this version of the game says to the original, because it doesn't say anything, doesn't change the original. Well, there's going to be other people that will probably argue, well, since it's an officially endorsed, Kikiyama endorsed reimagining sort of deal, which I guess kind of maybe is more of a sequel thing or whatever. Maybe people will say, well, maybe you should look a little bit more into symbolism, because I guess you can interpret it however you want. If you want this game to sort of play or tie into the original Yume Nikki's themes or whatever, or if you wanted it to be their own two separate things. I feel like probably knowing fan basis and purism, more people are going to try and push for them to be their own two separate things. But I'm just going to personally say, coming from a creator's perspective, now I understand that the team that made it isn't exactly the original Yume Nikki team, but Kikiyama did endorse this, and I'm sure he had his hands involved in some parts of it here. So I think that it'd probably be best just to consider that maybe they're connected, especially since I do know it was also said that, depending on how this one's received, this might not be the last Yume Nikki thing to exist. So if that is so, then there could be future Yume Nikki games, which actually I'm not against. I'd be open for another one. I guess that's probably the greatest thing which I could say here. There's things which they can fix up, and some things if they ever do a sequel type thing to this game, but I'd be open for another one. I'd be open for a more ambitious sequel. There's definitely ways to improve what they've done here and build upon for a future entry, but anyways, going back to my original point though, I think that there's going to be some split in the community, and I feel like what's going to ultimately win among them is probably talking about... They're probably going to choose to say that, or consider these games two separate things, not connected, which I guess I can understand their reasoning, but I'm sort of curious where some of the connections, came. Also, I'm also wondering if these, drawings of this, I know that the actual nice drawings are done by the artist that was part of the team that made the game, not originally Kikiyama. I'm wondering if these sketches, like the ones we're looking at right now, are drawn by Kikiyama or not. Especially since they said things from Kikiyama's notebooks. I guess these are drawings from Kikiyama? I guess they are. Anyway, so I was going to say about that, though. I'm kind of curious how they decided to connect some things. Because honestly, I never made any sort of connection between some of the things that this game tried to connect in the original. I would have never in 1,000 years predicted that the hot spring thing that is inside the desert world area has any sort of connection to the dead stab guy, which I'm sorry, I don't remember all their names at the moment, in the forest world. So I'm sort of curious why that connection was made here. Were they always connected? Was that part of Kikiyama's vision? Is it this team that decided that? I kind of almost have the feeling that Kikiyama had some involvement in that. There was some strange character connections I never had really thought too deeply about, but they were, kind of showing characters having similar themes here, and I'm like, I don't know, just some weird things in that, which I guess I've never seen anyone really talk about that, or what that might even possibly mean. I'm gonna ask you guys here in the chat and here on YouTube, any of you guys anyone who's played Yume Nikki, seen Yume Nikki, made your own theories, read other people's theories, whatever, ever made any sort of connection between some of the characters I'm about to mention, which are made connections with here? Do you ever make a connection between the hot springs, whatever, I think it's Onapan thing, and the dead guy lane in the street? Was there ever any thought in your mind those two might in any way be connected? And I guess the other thing, I'm sorry with being terrible with names, the rubbing rail guy, and I think the other one's name is Mono. Any idea if you think those two were connected in any way? I mean, in this, it definitely seemed like there was a connection between them, so... Mono went from a smirking girl in the White Desert who randomly disappears to a crying girl related to Kikiyama-kun. Yep. Did they always have a connection? I don't know. But they were definitely seemingly connected somehow here, but yeah. I am curious about Mino's change here, though, because Mino's role did change. She is originally Smirk in the original here, but I didn't read theories. Sort of. Yeah. I'm just kind of wondering if that was always part of Kikiyama's master plan, or maybe he just thought of it years later. Maybe it was this team's decision to do it. I don't really know, actually. I could see it being any sort of combination of those things, honestly. But moving on from there, I'm just kind of curious. Most assume Shintai Mono relay because you get the spotlights from him, and stoplights on Monaco makes her turn. So most assume that. I see. I guess that makes enough sense. I guess there's also a few other story things, which I'm wondering if these were implied in the original Yume Nikki. So, of course, in the original Yume Nikki, Monatsuki can get a knife and can start stabbing people. That's got all sorts of implications if you really want to go into it. But one of the story paths definitely did make it look like Monatsuki was a murderer, which, of course, is the path down the streets and the eyeball world stuff and all that fun stuff. We're speaking of which, that world was kind of interesting, how they mixed a few different world stuff together, I guess. But I thought that was one of the more clever ways to mix a few worlds together into one. Anyways. But that area, I thought, demonstrated probably the closest about Monatsuki having her murderous intent. I guess the implication here was that Monatsuki murdered him, which is interesting, and I'm wondering if that's just like maybe she wanted to kill him, or did she actually kill him? Who knows? There are, of course, pictures and all that of Monatsuki crying, which we also found the Monatsuki inside the drawer crying, as we mentioned here before. Not me switch pages yet. I'm curious because Monatsuki crying also happened when she saw Mano and the rubbing guy, I can never remember his name, right next to each other. So they both go crying, and also next to her crying picture, you get a picture of Monatsuki with an umbrella. So obviously, I know this is gonna be the stupid obvious one before I say the other things. Obviously, Monatsuki is depressed about something. No big surprise. It's a great theory right there, me. But I'm wondering if she and Mono were depressed about the same thing. Of course, Mono, I mean, they have the school saying in this one. I'm not really sure if that was planned originally or not. So again, I'm only talking about this one. I'm curious how much this ties into the original, which I'm sure you'll be debating for years to come. But I'm curious what their connection was, because both of them seem to be crying over something. And I mean, there's also, of course, the Kikikukun, I guess. Fun, all the K, Y's, and U's there. But I was going to say, it's interesting, I guess, because I guess the implication here is that Mano and Monatsuki went to the same school. And I'm assuming that the arm girl is like Mano's younger sister off the context, because there's also a size comparison chart of the characters they released, and the other girl that gets the multiple arms, she's so much shorter than Monatsuki and Mano if you do a size comparison. They release size comparison charts of all the characters if you're curious. Mano is actually taller than Monatsuki, but they're pretty close in height, while the other girl, is like so much shorter than two of them. So I guess that somewhat implies their ages, I guess, or at least height difference compared to each other. But I guess the interpretation that a lot of people have always had is that they were sisters even a long time ago, and I guess that we confirm it's the older and younger sister setup, even though it's kind of obvious anyways. But I digress. Of course, we also have the other human character to talk about, good old Pacheco. So this, I guess, is also similar to the original. In fact, I was thinking about this even in the original game, and I guess it sticks well enough here. I'm tying into the other things that we're talking about. So it's always kind of weird to me that Pacheco is the person who turns into Yuboa, which obviously goes into the Japanese character for Scream. And, I mean, you could consider it either as a more joking thing, like maybe Kikiyama found it really annoying that people, I'm going to do it right now, turn light switches on and off. Maybe Pacheco's just really upset that people keep on turning the lights on and off. That's kind of annoying, but then maybe there's something deeper about it. So in this version of the game, Pacheco hides her desk and her art more, so it's a bit more obvious in this one, though I guess it also showed in the original that she's an artist of some sort. She has her drawings on the walls, and of course the drawings change day and night, which I guess implies that Pacheco acts differently in day and night. That's one way to interpret it, like she has two sides to herself or something. Because the room also changes with it. The carpet of the room changes as well as the drawing on the wall changes. And that also happened in the original where things changed. Until eventually, if you turn the lights on and off, you found Yuboa. So Yuboa is obviously Pacheco. Yuboa is not a separate entity, which is always kind of weird to me that a lot of people refer to Yuboa as a he, because like Yuboa is Pacheco, right? At least that's, I mean, that should be obvious. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll talk more about that one in a little bit. But I'm wondering why either Pacheco's just shy about her art, but it feels like there's something a little bit more personal going there. Like, why would Monatsuki be dreaming about Pacheco over in this big, giant, pink castle thing? I only know because I was heavy into reading theories of Yume Nikki back in the day. Yeah. Maybe I'm using the wrong word then. for Pacheco's side, you know, at the very least, I think that this game makes it clear, even though I'm pretty sure many people thought about this in the past, probably Monotsuki, Pacheco, and Mano. I'm not sure about the last girl, but I figured she's probably the younger sister of Mano, but I'm not sure about that. They're the most human-esque characters. We'll get to the Mars guy in a second, by the way. But it's kind of obvious that they all went to the same school or something, or they knew each other or something of the sort, which I guess, you know, would be why they're popping up in Monotsuki's dream or something, or whatever the case. And of course the dead guy, I almost want to say that they're somehow crying about him, but I'm not really sure. It seems like Monotsuki killed him, and I'm not sure where he comes from, or where he comes from, where he goes. All that fun stuff, but it's things to think about and things to discuss, certainly. I'm not going to claim I have all the answers here. I'm sort of thinking out loud about a few things. There's also an interview with Kikama some years back, but it is unknown if it is legit. I wouldn't trust it then. Going off with all that, a few other things I'm thinking about. I think that all the event endings to each of these areas is kind of important. I mean, they all tie into story stuff. Now, the weird thing, which I was going to say, so there's been a joke in the community for a really, really long time that Monotsuki is, like, its Tales of Yume Nikki is either A, about characters being raped, or B, characters with gender identity issues. That's partially because there is natively some sexual imagery in Yume Nikki, just, you know, symbolism, all that fun stuff, and people read into it whatever they want, I guess. I'm not really sure, this is what I thought back then. I never really thought there was any imagery that really implied deeply into rape in Yume Nikki. Like, that was just always my opinion, so people can think whatever they want, but, like, I don't see it. I don't see anything where it's like, oh, I'm so afraid of being raped. That's a little bit, I know, sensitive to talk about, but I just don't personally, I've never personally have seen that angle deep in the symbolism of the game. Like, there is some sexual imagery, sure, but, you know, sexual stuff is literally a part of everyone's life, so in some capacity or another, so... And I don't really think that there's ever really been a demonstration like, oh, I am... Like there's just never been much inside the actual imagery, which has made me think deeply about that. In fact, the closest thing might be in this game, but it's not even really related to... I guess... The closest thing would actually be in this game. I was thinking about it because we're on the concept art page. Pacheco... I never considered this in the original game, but it's a little bit weird that Pacheco in the Pink Sea has all those things flowing around her giant fortress. That's the only thing which I could potentially see in this version, which would make me think about it, but I never thought that in the original, so I'm not going to dig too deep there. There could have also just been floating balloons that were, like, lost, so I'm not going to interpret them as the potential other thing they could look like, so yeah. Now, I never really put much merit into the gender identity theory personally either. I know it's been a joke as well, but I'm going to be frank. There's a few weird things in this reimagining, which has me thinking a little bit about it, which I never thought about in the original. I never personally saw anything about it. But I guess I can talk about it here, so I guess I'm going to talk about it. Why balloons flying everywhere? Yep, I'm just going to interpret it as balloons. Ryan just said it has symbolism. Pat there, Britta. So I never took this interpretation from the original game. It's only in this reimagining where I started picking up on some odd things, which I will talk about right now. It's a little weird that Monotsuki, whenever she enters inside a restroom, is always entering inside a men's restroom. Every single time it's a men's restroom. And I'm wondering why that is. On top of this, to get the ending with whatever his name is, the guy that leads you to Mars, though he doesn't in this game, but the spaceship guy, to get to him, you have to mess with two symbols, and they're all the symbols of Venus, aka the symbol of femininity. And I'm wondering why that is to get that, I guess, secret ending set up. Like, why are we highlighting and lighting up this feminine symbol with literally the symbol of females, the symbol of Venus, to get this secret ending? Like, that's a little weird. Why did they choose that of all things? In the original, should you enter male or female bathrooms? It's true. Is reimagining she only enters men's restrooms, and also you use the symbol of Venus to get to the Mars ending stuff. We're secretly wanting to be the other gender? I don't know. I'm just saying there's also a few other oddity stuff, I guess. Yeah. I don't really know if I believe that fully. It's just something which I noticed when I was playing this reimagining. I'm not sure if there's anything more or less to that, but... Oh, wait, there was one more thing which I was thinking about with this. So, the placement of these Monosuke images, I don't think are coincidence. Okay, so there's one other thing which caught me as a little bit weird here. So, we've got two pictures of Monosuke, one with her eyes closed and one with her eyes open. And the first one is next to Kikiyume, which I hate to tell anyone this. It's probably the most phallic thing in this game. It's a giant lawn thing that's rubbing a pole a lot. That is literally what Kikiyume was doing the whole time. And here we have a picture of Monosuke just with her eyes closed. And then a few pages later, it's the same picture of Monosuke with her eyes open next to a female mannequin figure. I was thinking that when I was switching between them. I was like, wait a second. So I'm not going to say too much. I'm not going to say that means anything. I'm just saying. So, anyways. Going off of that, on to the next page. I don't know. It's just kind of weird that those two pictures of Monosuke with her eyes closed and her eyes open are literally right next to probably the strongest image of male femininity between the two things in the game. I'm not even sure if I really fully believe that. All I'm saying is that it's a little Now then, going on with that. Again, I don't really know if I fully buy into that myself, despite the fact I noticed things that could feed into that, and I'm wondering if there's like evidence to disprove that all the same. So this is also, I'm pretty sure, a sequel. Because, of course, we see the results of the original game's ending at the end. And then I guess we have a happier ending. Yay! Well, I was actually okay with a happier ending. I think some people won't be as happy about this. I don't really get what the secret ending there was about. The one with the guy who goes to Mars, which I know is like a fan favorite of so many people. Like, I don't understand what the ending was about at all. It just kind of seemed like an Easter egg, and I was hoping we go to Mars, but we don't. It just kind of ends when you go to the bed. I was like, oh, I guess that was it. Like, maybe, should I go back after I get 100%? Is there anything if I go back after 100% to the ending? Will something, like, change in either ending? I don't think so. I mean, somebody has to know. I know I'm not the first person to 100% this game. I'm guessing no, or else somebody probably would have already told me here to go do that. But all the same. The other things to say about that on that front, I don't really know what the purpose of him is. I've never really understood his purpose in terms to anything else. I know a lot of people like view him as like one of the main characters in the Yume Nikki series, but I never really understood what people see him. And I guess I'm gonna ask you guys here, what do you guys always see in the spaceship guy? What do you think he ties into things? I took it that instead of facing herself, she runs to a safe zone and carries on. Kyo-kun is Monosuke's stand. Her stand power is extreme friction and vibrations, creating fires and earthquakes. And no change. Maybe so. And that's one way to end it there, I guess, if it's just a safe zone. But why would that be her safe zone? Is that like her father? I don't know. Rolling and going. Speaking of which, Monosuke must be old enough to be living on her own, given you can live on your own like when you're in your later teens, but that's not very common. But in this one, it's pretty evidently clear. Like in the original, I mentioned this before, I never personally interpreted Monosuke as living on her own. I always kind of thought she was living with other people, and that's why she refused to go outside, and also would explain why she doesn't have a bathroom or a kitchen or food or anything. In this one, you do get to see food, but she doesn't have a bathroom, so I don't really know where she goes. I guess she's got to use that balcony for something. I'm kidding, of course. But going with all this, I don't really know. I guess she's old enough to be living on her own. I don't think it's ever really revealed how old Monosuke is. She is having dreams about school, but then again, I've had dreams about school sometimes, despite the fact I've been out of school for several years now, so... It's a quiet place in space with the two of them playing music together. Some theorized within myself that her piano teacher that was a source of comfort to her. That's one interpretation. I mean, in this one, it's made pretty clear that Montsuki's like living alone in this one, going to the convenience store, eating on her own, but still, though, doesn't seem to have a job, which just feeds into the whole neat thing, which I'm sure a lot of people... I've never thought of Montsuki as anything other than that, so I guess that doesn't really fully surprise me, but still, though, one thing I do like is they got rid of the Hell Maze. They did get rid of the mazes, they got rid of the big open worlds. There's a few things which I do think this reimagining does do a lot better. In fact, there's a few things which I think are pretty good altogether, but still, though. Some people rip the model. She does have a bathroom in her room. Oh, does she? I'm curious to see that. Rogue, link that to me in somewhere. I don't know, like, I'm not sure. You could do it Discord, Steam. I'm curious to see the ripped model stuff. That guy is Montsuki's mentally handicapped friend who's trying to fly to Mars in a cardboard box. That's one very direct theory there, Eldritch. Going with that, though, it's still interesting, though, all the same. I mean, I guess I would imagine she has a bathroom. It's just you never really get to see it. I'm actually kind of surprised they model the bathroom, but they never use it. But I mean, there's bathrooms in the game, but all the same. Any other things which I want to say? I guess I'll share a little bit more things about opinions. Again, I did like this. I don't think I liked it as much as the original. I still think that the original Yume Nikki is overall better, and I guess I mean, there's also the whole thing that the original game is free and this game is $20. In my own way, I don't really mind paying $20 for it, though. I understand that, of course, this is worth the price and all that. I guess for a lot of people, you probably best wait for a sale or whatever if you're interested there. But I didn't mind paying for it, personally. I enjoyed it all the same, and I don't mind supporting, I guess, visions like this, and I do kind of hope that they try... I hope this isn't the final Yume Nikki thing. I would actually be open to them trying another game. I feel like a lot of the fan base is going to be hostile towards this game, and the possibility of more. Like, unfortunately, I don't really know the full fan base reaction because I haven't really been following, because I've been trying not to spoil myself before I play it here today, but I'm going to kind of look into it now, and I'm predicting there's probably a lot of purist fans which will be overblowing this game's flaws. This game does have a few flaws mentioned there at the beginning here when we started talking in this session. I did not hate it. I do think the original Yume Nikki is better. Yeah, you can whisper it to me. If you message it to me on Twitch, then I'll look at it there a bit later, the Rogue. What I will say, though, is that I do think the game is good. I do think there is potential for a better game to come out of this, and I'm actually hoping that there is more Yume Nikki games to come. I hope this isn't like the final Yume Nikki game thing to come. I'm okay with this studio tackling another Yume Nikki game, which I feel like this studio is going to get a lot of hate from a lot of purist fans. I don't know if it is or has been or whatever. I think they have the potential to learn from some mistakes here and make an even better game. That's just me personally speaking. And I'd be curious in seeing that. So I'm hoping this game does well and that the critiques of this one are shown. Because I think the studio has the potential to make something absolutely amazing. I honestly do believe that. I think the world of Yume Nikki has the potential to grow, even past reimagining or whatever. That said, I'm not sure if I'd say this game is it. I think this game is flawed and it has a few things to hold back, and frankly I do think the original still sticks out as being the better game in the end. But I'd be interested to see them take another swing at it, and I do know they had commented that they don't know what the future of Yume Nikki holds, that there'll be another game or anything. They're going to first wait for this to release and see the reactions and whatever and all the stuff to it. Just personally speaking, I guess I hope that there is more Yume Nikki stuff in the future. But if there isn't, I'd also would understand. And I can also imagine that probably the fan base are going to be overly hard on this game. In fact, I will bet you like a year from now, there's going to be a reputation that this game is like shit or mediocre. I'm just going to voice my opinion now. I don't think it's shit. I don't think it's mediocre. I think it's above okay. I go as far to say I think this game is good, but with a few problems. I wouldn't say it's great, though. I think that it's better than mediocre. I think it's not at the level where I could say it's like definitely not masterpiece level, definitely not great level. I think I'd put it roughly kind of in the good territory for myself, which means I liked it and I'm happy I played it. And even though I had a few issues with it, even though there wasn't enough stuff there to push it to me absolutely loving it personally, there was still a lot there which I liked. There's a lot there which I'd like to see expanded, and I hope that they get a chance to. Still, though, biggest problem with Yume Nikki is too much mystery and not enough answers. I think that's generally actually best for it, though. This actually raises a really good point of something which I've been thinking about a lot recently. I've thought about this as I've made my own games, and obviously people sometimes think that my games don't have enough answers, but frankly, there's kind of a conundrum of mystery answer stuff. And I've started thinking more about this recently with the new Twin Peaks season. because I'm not going to spoil the new Twin Peaks season, but I'm going to say one thing which is a little bit spoilery, but trust me, it will not spoil your experience watching the show. So Twin Peaks, one of the biggest issues that show made in its early run is that they revealed the killer way too soon. And revealing the killer was basically like killing the golden goose with the eggs, sort of analogy that David Lynch likes to make. And having that mystery resolved dropped viewership a lot, dropped interest a lot, dropped the quality of the show a lot, and dropped the creators just their own interest in pursuing further into the Twin Peaks world. So when the new season of Twin Peaks came out less than a year ago from the time of this recording, they decided, I guess, to full go on the mystery. And through the whole entire season, there was a lot of people that had questions from the original series that they wanted answered. And frankly, the show never really answers them. In fact, the new season of Twin Peaks, if it does anything, is raise a lot more questions. And I'm not going to spoil the show. I'm not going to go into the details of what I mean by this. But it ends on a note that raises far more questions than anything, and frankly, there's not enough information in the show to really conclude what happens in the ending of the new season of Twin Peaks. I will say this, I love the new season of Twin Peaks, like one of my favorite TV things ever. But talking on that front, it raises the question of the value of a mystery, because humans kind of want to know answers. A lot of people get pushed for it. A lot of people get upset when there's something that doesn't provide any answers. Like, that's viewed as a negative thing by a lot of people. But frankly, a lot of time, revealing the answers to questions kind of can ruin the work in a lot of ways. Not just because whatever the answer is disappointing. Sometimes not having the mystery there can actually ruin the work. Of course, there's the pursuit to want to know, but in many ways, knowing will take away from it, if that makes any sort of sense. The more you know, the less interesting it might be. Not even just less interesting, I guess the less power it holds in some ways. That's kind of a weird way to word that. But sometimes it's actually best if things are left unanswered. And I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear, because a lot of people also have the desire to know, the drive to want to know. But sometimes if you put too much in there, and even if you put just a little bit more, it can take away from an interesting balance of knowing and not knowing. And it's kind of a weird thing to talk about. And I guess in terms of Yume Nikki, the thing which can be said strongest for this is, I think it's good. I mean, this reimagining, I think, at least ties things together in a bit more of an interesting way. The story's a little bit more present, but it still doesn't say a whole lot. And I'm curious how fans are going to interpret some of the stuff about it in the future. Frankly, I can see some back and forth going through it. But I think if there was ever a Yume Nikki 2, which is now I guess in the cards as a possibility, or if the original Yume Nikki was ever updated to actually be finished, I'm not really sure if I'd want it to tell or answer more things. I think the symbolism, being open to whatever, is pretty nice. And I think the reimagining, even though obviously it ties in a few things together in kind of an interesting way, still keeps a lot of the ambiguousness to a lot of things, still keeps a lot to whatever the user wants to identify whatever as. The openness, I think, has a certain sort of appeal to it. And I feel like if, let's say that we learned literally the meaning of each and every piece of symbolism in Yume Nikki, would that make Yume Nikki better? Frankly, not really. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine where it's in the credits of Yume Nikki, you unlock a gallery, which then tells what each piece of, whatever is symbolic for, is the meaning of Maritsuki, whatever, and all that fun stuff. That would probably just not be nearly as interesting. And frankly, it would probably just make a lot of people go okay, because that would satisfy their need to know, and also maybe it's just not as interesting as what they were thinking of. Maybe it might actually be as interesting, or even more interesting than what they were thinking of, because that can definitely be true. But maybe just with the power of now knowing that's exactly what it is, it then is okay, it's filed that way in my memory banks, and now I no longer have to think about it. Because that's honestly how a lot of people handle it when they get to know something. It's not exploring the knowing often. Oftentimes people know things, they just file it away as solved. I think that's the reason why mystery holds a lot of power in a lot of cases, is because people so easily sort of file away things that they are concrete on, as in, it's a fact, as opposed to being a possibility, if that makes sense. It's a closed chapter, not an open one. Answers can mess things up, with your Alien, with the Alien sequels, they start trying to answer things that wasn't thought out in the original and lead to plot holes. That can also be, of course, a inherent issue, is if it introduces flaws or takes things in weird directions, which kind of loses the appeal and sight of the originals. That's a risk. as well as the things we were talking about. That's actually a bit more of a basic risk, which I was kind of overlooking with everything I was talking about. So thank you for bringing that up there. Anyways, anything else I want to really say about this reimagining of Yume Nikki? I hope I can get the trophy for Super Nasu. I hope they can fix the controller thing. I didn't run into many game-breaking bugs. There's a few issues I ran into, as I'm sure you guys saw, but I was able to work through them, so is what it is. Anything else? I can't really think of too much else. I find that the interpretation of the creature on the left is a little bit weird. It's never how I saw it in the original game, but I guess that's fine. It looks cute in its own way. Just that's never how I saw it when I saw it in the original Yume Nikki. I do want to play a few more Yume Nikki fan games. I'm not sure if I'll do that immediately. There's a lot of things I do want to play, but there's also a lot of things I need to work on. I've got project stuff which I need to start working on tomorrow. If I'm going to keep to my schedule here, which I do want to do. I want to challenge myself, see if I can make something, but not just make something, make one of my bigger projects I had in my mind for a long time. A lot of things to see, though. I'm still just kind of looking over everything. Interesting. I'm wondering why they put two of the fan favorite characters in like hidden scenes. Probably because they're fan favorites and just putting them aside for the time being. But I just find it a little bit interesting. Because then you have to sort of wonder what their roles are if they're just kind of hidden off to the side areas. I'm kind of just scroll through the last few of these, I guess. Eye hand monster, so yeah. Oh, you know, I only just realized in the area where the eyes are rolling after you, there's two hands in the the dark alley that are directing them. I only just realized those were the hands with eyes in the original Eye World. Personally, I think that the Eye World reinterpretation was one of the stronger reinterpretations. I think that worlds that were better in this reimagining as compared to the original include this, like the Eye World and the Pink World. Outside of the Yuboa event, which I do think was weaker than the original. But I do think that both those worlds ended up being stronger than their original counterparts. Do I think the Mall World was better? Well, I kind of missed some of the events though, like the Witch event and the full office area. But whatever the case, is what it is. Things to see through all the concept art sides. We're almost at the end though. So I'm gonna get to the last few. Modsuki. Oh, I just knocked something over. Fun. Modsuki having fun there. I think there wasn't anything important that I knocked over. No, I didn't knock over in a bad way. Modsuki having fun, stabbing. Poor guy over there. I don't know his name, so. We got the pages with her and her little hidden thing. Actually, oh, that means the next page is probably gonna be. Let's take a look. Yeah, with these two over here having their great fun times. Alright. I'm wondering what the shadow monster was, because that was never in the original Yume Nikki, and I guess it's supposed to be your fear. The achievement for getting the ending of escaping her was leaving fear behind or something like that. Is that just supposed to be fear? But then, I don't know, I feel like that monster, while I don't mind it even particularly, it just seems a little bit weird compared to everything else in Yume Nikki, so I'm not really sure how I feel about it. It's like, as some people make a joke that it looks like a Heartless, but it just kind of it's a shadow monster, and it's just everything else in Yume Nikki is kind of weird. Well, a shadow monster is just something that you see kind of usually. Not that I even dislike shadow monsters, in fact I kind of like them, but it's not like an interestingly designed shadow monster, just kind of there. Anyways, they're both on the same page. And I can no longer turn any more pages, so that's definitely the end of the diary. I'm going to back out finally. Alright, well, I think that's about everything I wanted to say. There's probably a few things I'm forgetting, but that's always true of these things, because sometimes I don't really form my thoughts till a few days afterwards, as it were, so... there's probably secrets I still missed and other things. I bet there's some secrets in this game that won't be found for some time. Maybe there isn't, maybe there will be. Who knows? Until next time, I'm going to bid adieu to all of you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time... I guess wake up, everyone. That's what the fucking slogan said, but really, go to fuck to sleep.